Hey guys, it's Waffle just talking about some higher time frame perspectives on ETH and some intermediate theories of on ETH. So first things first, with ETH BTC, we've kind of seen that we got a bounce here at that level here, at this old intermediate high. Then we rejected previous quarterly value area low, and now we are dumping into the FEG and the order block region here, right, on the weekly. So I'm kind of expecting that ETH/BTC is going to bottom out properly soon between 0.32 and 0.029. From there, we should see a rebound back up. So I'll be targeting yearly value area low. Acceptance into here would confirm ETH just going up to 4K and etc, right? And then from there we just play it level to level all the way up to the previous yearly value, right? In terms of ETH itself, what we've kind of seen here is I was preaching on the server, on Twitter as well regarding this buy area here at the yearly value area low. With the line in the sand being at 23.46, and basically like you flip it to this level here at 27.40, and then if this level breaks, then yeah, obviously you're going to start climbing, right? And obviously we ended up seeing that here, where we get the low deviation here, and then we come back up, right? So now we've played the full yearly traversal of the range, right? We've gone from Val to VAH, right? At the minute, I'm kind of expecting that we get some sort of retest here of the yearly VWAP, right? So sweep of this low here into 29.70 into either daily FEG here. So like a shallow. So basically, we get like a shallow retrace like that, or we get like a deeper retrace down to like the 2700s and then back up, right? There's a few MPOCs listed around here as well, and some high volume nodes to work with. And I'll get onto that. In terms of the actual like intermediate views on BTC, so we formed a high there. We ended up forming a nice little range here on BTC. And here's the range. Value area for the range as well is pretty clean. You've got quite a good distribution here, quite a good profile here. So that's the value area for the range. Now, basically, you can see how on the 4-hour, you can see clear reacceptance into the monthly VWAP here. So you get your dead cat bounce here at the top. You get your dead cat bounce here at the top, then you start bracketing inside this upper area, right? And again, specifically, it's in between the quarterly, the previous and the current quarterly value area highs here. So this is very, how do you say? It was always going to bracket here, you know. And the thing with bracketing is that when you get these range bound environments, they tend to limit opportunity a lot, because then the number of viable trades like A plus setups kind of decrease, right? You can only really trade the failed auctions at inside and outside of value or whatnot. But yeah, as you can see, we've clearly reaccepted into the monthly value area high, and now we're in between the quarterly value area highs, and we have yearly VWAP support. This yearly VWAP support is also monthly. This also acts as like like it's your yearly support, right? It's your yearly VWAP. So with this range here, I'm kind of just thinking that we end up either reclaiming. So with this idea that I have, either BTC holds above 91K and ETH ends up, reclaiming into the weekly like that, and then you get the show of strength, and then you start to, smash the highs and then whatnot. And then, yeah, you continue grinding higher and prices goes up, right? But then the issue here is like with ETH, you have like you have trendline liquidity here, and you also have these equal lows here. I think these are poor lows as well. And basically, if ETH ends up, sweeping these lows, taking out that swing low, and tapping into the yearly VWAP, right? And then price just ends up, rejecting the. Sorry, let me draw that again. If price ends up, tapping the yearly VWAP like that, and the SFP's this or sweeps this, whatever, and then price just ends up, sorry, if this ends up, sweeping the lows, mitigating the wick here, and tapping into the yearly VWAP here, then we can expect like it to retest this range, right? and the overlapping quarterly value areas, right? And then you can kind of expect this kind of price action. But then if price ends up, SFPing in this region here at 3140 to 3050 in this region here, if it does SFP, we're going to get a sweep of the yearly VWAP, right? And that's when it opens up, the downside risk of, a sweep of these, a sweep of those lows there, and a retest of, or like a mitigation of this region here. I think it is the gap here around about 2750 region, right? Which also lines up with your quarterly value area, right? And the thing with this quarterly, the thing that's sus about this quarterly value area as well is that price never, like once price broke out developing quarterly, it never retested. So essentially this is an untraded bracket. And moreover, with the quarterly bracket, it hasn't really been traded in both directions. It's unidirectional, right? So that means that once we do start trading back into these value areas, they tend to get traversed very quickly, right? So if we do end up, going from yearly VWAP here, and we reject the quarterly value area high and the range value area low here, then we're going to end up, seeing quite a rapid traversal down into this range here with intermediate bounces at, high volume nodes here, which I'll show you on the TPO profile. And then, yeah, the main bids here for ETH would be an intermediate bounce in 2800s and then a swing here again, or a swing reaccumulation here on ETH from like 2750s, right? But again, this is all conditional. Like if ETH ends up, on a lower time frame, if ETH just ends up reclaiming this weekly range here, then this scenario gets delayed for a later date. But yeah, I mean, those are the conditions, right? Regarding the TPO chart, now, holy shit, what the hell? Okay. Don't know what happened there, but yeah, like I was saying, like with this, it's really dependent on what happens here on the weekly. If we end up accepting above 3130, then it opens up a room for the whole bullish thesis expansion of the upper range. But then yeah, if we don't and we sweep these lows and then we get negative reactions, then we go back down to yearly VWAP, weak reaction from there, and we'll end up going down to this low here at the quarterly VWAP region. Regarding the TPO profile, so obviously this is where we were looking to buy. We were looking to buy the high volume node here last time of ETH here. ETH had pretty nice high volume nodes here, 2400, 2390, and once more here at 2360, right? And we bought those high volume nodes, we got the fills, and then price obviously trended back up. But again, we've left quite a few POCs here and POCs here. And let me just merge these profiles together. So this was 1, 2, 3. Nice 5-day range here. Okay, so with this 5-day range here, now we left poor highs here, right? At 2420, these poor highs are still intact. We left a pretty nice single print, double distribution profile here as well. It's not the cleanest profile either. But right now, what I'm kind of thinking is that, sure, like, we're going to end up still chopping in here. But I mean, if we do end up showing strength here, going above the range value area high here, and then, showing some sort of strength there, and then price just, grinds higher. And then, yeah, I mean, that's obviously bullish, right? Like if we reclaim this, like you can't argue against that. And then you end up targeting 3280, which is your previous weekly value area high as well, I believe. Yeah, roughly that region's the monthly value area high. And then, yeah, I mean, if price ends up projecting here, then I guess this is just like more confirmation of ETH being weak, right? That's the other caveat as well. So like if ETH does pump up and it does reject this region here, again, you go back to being bearish as well. Because again, it's a range bound environment. You have to kind of be prepared to play both sides, even if you are bullish. So that's obviously, yeah, so that's how you play that range. But then again, if ETH ends up, losing the lows here, so like let's say we go down to 30 here at that peak there, end up rejecting value area low, then you kind of have to just like assume it's going to continue going down, right? And your first level would be a sweep of the yearly, which was around about 2960 into the high volume node here at low 2900s. Again, if you get a weak reaction from that, then again you get continuation back down. And your next level would be 2820 here. You just play it level to level, but my main target would be the imbalance here. But again, it's like if we do get strength at these high volume nodes, that's when I would call it a day, and I would just end up, I would just front run myself, right? Because again, like we've been seeing shallow pullbacks on BTC lately as well. So again, like I'll just get a BTC chart. We've been getting shallow pullbacks on Bitcoin anyway, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we get some sort of shallow pullback on Ethereum either. So like let's say we're aiming for a sweep of this level here into quarterly. Sure, we might get front run here up to the 2800s, but yeah, for me my main target is that quarterly level there if we do end up seeing a loss of the yearly VWAP. But yeah, that's my update on ETH. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I really hope this helped. Thanks, guys.